Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So today I'm going to do a video on Wi-Fi reconnaissance and Wi-Fi penetration testing. So with me here, I'm going to start a mobile hotspot because I don't have a router. And what I'm going to do is to start a mobile hotspot. And as you can see that my hotspot has got a network name of trust at 123 and a password, a network name of trust Wi-Fi and a password of trust at 123. So here you can actually see the connected devices, which is a Galaxy A10, and we had some devices which were connected some time earlier. So what I'm going to do right here is to start Wi-Fi penetration testing, Wi-Fi reconnaissance, and see what we can actually have with this. So here in my car, you can actually see the available networks as trusted 123. I don't have the password so far, and I'm going to act like I don't even have the password. Yeah, I'm gonna act like I don't even have the password so that the hacking process can be quite interesting. To those of you who are using a virtual machine of Kali Linux or maybe any Linux distribution that you're using for penetration testing, you actually need an external network adapter because this needs something which is external. So let's open our Kali Linux right there. So here in our Kali Linux, we can actually see a lot of stuff. Yeah, we can I like running as root because it will actually allow me to do a lot of stuff in time, and I'm gonna part my screen and do the same. So to those who have been wondering how I part my screen, I press Control, Shift, and R. That's to part my screen. That's what is that vertical? Yeah, vertically, and then horizontally I use Control Shift and what? I've forgotten. It's been quite a while that I've been patting them horizontally. So now let's go back right here. We are going to do some basic wireless commands. So there's some things that you have to know. We got this so-called AP, which is the access point. This device wireless users connect like to the internet access more often. That's the device that we'll be connecting to, and it's ESSID, which means extended services set identifier. So this is the same as SSID, which yeah, but the thing is that it can be used for multiple access points in a WLAN. And the basic service set identifier is the unique identifier of each access point, more of an IP of a MAC address of it. So that's it. And we got some channels, like we got different channels from channel 1 to 14, but in the United States, yeah, the channel is limited to 11. We got the power, which you actually determine the range of the Wi-Fi and a lot of stuff. The frequency, that's 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz, depending on what it is to you. So okay, let's go on to it. So we can start looking at what we have on our computer by doing if config like that. So here you can actually see that we got this network adapter called Ethernet 0. This is the one that you're gonna see if you're using a virtual machine. Maybe that's your local network, or if you are connected to a LAN cable. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And we got this code loopback, that's 127, that's the home address. And we got the WLAN 0, which is the Wi-Fi adapter that you actually have. Okay, so that's not all. We can actually do IW config also to see the wireless adapters that we have, and the only wireless extension we have is the WLAN 0, and that is interesting. So now you'll be asking, we want to see some wireless devices. How do we do that in terminal? So in terminal you do this IW list like that, and then you put the interface that you want to scan, the Ethernet 0, and write scan you press enter. So it's gonna be scanning for some wireless access point, or some wireless access point or wireless APs. So you can actually see that here we got this one with this address, and its ESSID or the Wi-Fi name is Trust Wi-Fi, and the key encryption is on, and the frequency is 2,462, that's 2,4 gigahertz, but running on channel 11. And the encryption type, the standard is IEEE 802 blah blah blah, and it's using WPA2 version 1. The decipher that and that and that. So you can actually see this, it has tried some bit rates, seeing the maximum is 18 megahertz per second or something of that sort. So yeah, that's how you do. But somebody might be like, it's just like that one. What if I want to continuously scan? So what you do is you actually put this command cli, right, and then you say dev, isn't it Wi-Fi, right? So now you can actually see that it has looked for some Wi-Fi, and this is information. Look at the signal 64 and look at the bars, like it's actually seeing the security, the rate, the channel, and the mode, and everything that you are actually seeing right here. So if we had the password, we would have actually attempted connecting to the Wi-Fi by putting this command dev, and then we say connect. We put the Wi-Fi name, we actually take it as it is right here. Alright, copy selection and paste the clipboard like that, and then we're gonna put the password if we need the password. So we are taking as if we don't know the password. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So error 2, key management properties missing, and blah 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 blah. So that is it. That's how we actually do some things like that. So that was, look, it actually attempted, and yeah, it didn't work. Alright, so I'm gonna clear the screen. So that's not the only tool that we can use for Wi-Fi reconnaissance, but we can also use a tool called air cracking. If you come here in Kali Linux, right, and if you go on wireless attacks, you can actually see that there's a tool called air cracking, and if you move it to tell you that it is a Wi-Fi crack or whatsoever. So I'm not going to do it the automatic way with Wi-Fi like most people do on their Wi-Fi on their videos, but I'm actually going to show you how it's done manually, because I believe if you know how to drive a manual car, it will be quite easy for you to drive an automatic car. So now, yeah, so the tool, it has got a lot of stuff. So if I do man and I say air cracking, air crack like that, alright, you're gonna see that air cracking has got a lot of modules or a lot of tools in it, like those ones, all these. Yeah, you can go on and try to understand one by one of them, yeah, which is very good and very handy. So the thing is, when we want to hack a Wi-Fi, we need our network adapter to be in monitor mode. So monitor mode means that our adapter is going to be checking the Wi-Fi network. We're going to put the Wi-Fi network in promiscuous mode. Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, that word, I really hate that word. Whatever, in promiscuous, yeah, mode. Alright, this is the spelling. Promise. I don't know how you spell it. Something like that, right? That's the word. Oh, yeah, like that. I really hate that word, but yeah. something like that. So which means that the Wi-Fi adapter or our network adapter is not only sensitive to the Wi-Fi we are connected to, but it's actually looking for other Wi-Fi around us. So no matter whether the Wi-Fi is hidden or it's not, we're gonna see it. And maybe I will do a video someday of how to attack a hidden Wi-Fi and how to connect, how to deal with blacklist and whitelist on a Wi-Fi network. Because yeah, there are a lot of security protocol that's been put out there. So we're gonna do it like this. We can actually say air cracking, I mean air morning, right? Air morning, like that. Start VLAN 0. So now it's going to put the card in monitor mode and it's going to change some channels. So now we no longer have this so-called VLAN 0. We now have what you call VLAN 0 mon. Let me show it to you. If I do if config right now, you're gonna see that I no longer have VLAN 0. No. I will now have VLAN 0 mon, which means that my card, my wireless 0 mon card is now in monitor mode. So now we are going to scan and see the wireless devices which are around us. So how do we do that? We actually do this code called arrow dumping like that, and then we're gonna put the network adapter in front, VLAN 0 mon, like that. So now it's going to be looking for the wireless device, and the good thing is that it does not only see the wireless access point, but it can also see the connected device on the wireless access point. That's good. So we are actually seeing the connected devices although we are not connected. Isn't that interesting? So I'm gonna quit right there. So what we do when we are hacking Wi-Fi is we disconnect a connected device. After disconnecting it, we know that it will automatically connect itself back, and that's when we get this so-called a handshake. And a handshake, it is a point whereby the router or the access point and the device are actually agreeing that the key is the real key for connection. So we are going to do that. So first of all, we need to filter that network so that it can be the only network that we are monitoring, and we want to save the packets for later use those want to put the password. So we're going to do this. Alright, I was looking for the command I had put earlier, like that, which is we are saying error dumping VLAN mode. Please take the BSS ID, which is the MAC address of the access point, and please take the channel, which is this channel right here, which is channel 11, and we want to write, or we just put -w, but I really love putting it right. We then give it a name like maybe trust, like that, and we're gonna press enter. So now all the packets are being written to trust. So that is quite interesting and quite good. So now you can actually see the station here is a connected device, which is my Samsung A10, and we can actually see. So what we're gonna do right here is we are going on another page right there, and we are going to have a tool called air replaying. We're gonna say air replaying, like that. So this tool, what it does, it plays with packets and do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to say deauthenticate. I forgot that dash deauth and you are going to put dash A. So dash A is for the access point, right? So dash A is for the access point, which is the BSSID, and we're gonna just copy. Oh, I forgot to put the number of the authentication packets. So the thing is, we don't want to do a denial of service. We just want it to disconnect instantly and reconnect, so that the user can't even see that he once was disconnected and reconnected. So we can actually put, maybe let's just say 10 the authentication packets, and then that's when we're gonna put the access point, which is this one, the BSSID, right? I didn't want to type it down. Alright, I know I messed up. So it's gonna be, that's gonna be 52 98 7D A 8 58 43. Hopefully I got it right. And then we're going to put the -C for the client we want to de-authenticate, and that client is what? Is this one, 1A A1 8E 1A, right, 669C, and then we're gonna put the network adapter WLAN 0 So anyway, what you are telling the router is, or the access point is, hey, access point, I am this client and I'm requesting you to de-authenticate me for this time, or for this period of time. Just do that for me. So like, because we're in that mode, so the access point be like, okay, let me disconnect you. So it will be more of max spoofing, and then it will be like, okay, you are the one who wants to de-authenticate, and then once you press enter and see that, it will start the authentication, start sending some authentication packets and all these authentication packets. And the thing is, the user, right, will be disconnected and then reconnected automatically. That's when you see that it will tell us that we got a WPA, a WPA handshake, which is the point I was talking about, whereby the access point and the device are agreeing that the key for connection is true. So now, yeah, that was good for the time, and right there, okay. So now what we're gonna do is, we can actually see that we got some packets. If you do list, we got some packets, written trust 01K trust, what not what, trust. Yeah, you can actually sit down and start having some, maybe seeing some packets, and I don't know, whatever you'll be doing. So now we are going to the next phase, which is cracking the password, right? So cracking the password. So this is how we're gonna do it. So I want to say air cracking, like that, air cracking, and then we're going to say air cracking. We are going to give you this packet file, right? Or we can actually do it in real time. Yeah, we were supposed to do it in real time. It was gonna be quite interesting for real. Okay. Please forgive me. Let me remove all the packets with. All right. Yeah, it was gonna be quite interesting, because you'll be seeing like those matrix you see in TV. Remove trust, like that, everything. if I do like that, they are no longer those packets, we can't see them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm going to split the screen here. That was Ctrl-Shift-D, so I'm gonna do sudo su like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repeat that arrow dumping, writing it to trust, and then I'm going to do that the authentication attack, which I did earlier, but at the same time, yeah, okay, let's do that. All right, so now it's the authentication, and right there is monitoring, and then if I can do ls, you can actually see those ones, and we are waiting for the handshake, and there we got a handshake, right? And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to crack it, like air cracking minus BSSID. That's the one that I'm gonna put. Oh, come on, the BSSID, where is it? The access point, that is it. And I'm going to put the word list file. So I'm going to use share word list roq.text. Like, the thing is, this command, because I mentioned the BSSID, was in the fact that if I was just monitoring the whole network without like without specifying the network I want, that's when you actually put the BSSID, so that it knows which BSSID to take in that dump file you've been putting. And then I'm going to put the file, like what's the name of the file? It's gonna be trust, this one. So I'm gonna take it, cancel. I'm gonna take it and paste the selection and paste the clipboard like that. So yeah, and I'm gonna press enter. You see, in no time we actually found the key, which is this one, trust at 123. I didn't have the password, I just had to show you how it's done. Yeah, I showed you on my phone when I configured my access point that this is the username, like this is the Wi-Fi name, and this is the password. And right now I actually saw it. And how did this happen? So it's like we got a word list which has got a lot of passwords in it, and then it will start trying to pay to see the encryption, like here the master key and the transient key and the EPOM HMAC, which is actually this one. So it will start pairing, looking for the key, and then once it finds the right combination, then it says bang. So that's why most people ask to use very long passwords, but at the same time you have to know that is that password found in a dictionary file, because there are some password which leaked, or maybe somebody's gonna create a custom word list according to what he knows. He may be gonna create some word list according to that he saw you entering your password, he saw a T and then he saw a 123 at the front and an 8 sign, and it's going to create a custom word list according to your Wi-Fi. So that's when we say, yeah, you have to be very alert when putting your passwords. You have to be very alert about, is the password in a dictionary file, in a leaked file, how big is the password and stuff. So in no minutes you just saw that you just found the trusted 123. Alright, so now let's go back to here. So I'm gonna copy this, right? Copy selection, and then now what are we gonna do next? Let me exit that. So what are we gonna do next is we will now want to connect, right? We now want to connect. So but the first thing is, if you check right here, you can actually see that we cannot connect because the card is in monitor mode. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say air morning stop VLAN 0 mon, like that, then it's going to stop that. And if we now come back here, you can actually see now we are back and we can now connect to the Wi-Fi network. But I really wanted to connect to the Wi-Fi network using the command line, so that you can see that the command line really works, right? So let's go back to it. So it was nmc, like that, CLI dev Wi-Fi connect trust Wi-Fi password. It's gonna be that. All right, I know where I got everything wrong. I should have put some quotes, maybe. Yeah, I probably should have put some quotes. Wait a minute. Oh, well, the security key missing. Still, man, I don't know what's going on right here. Or maybe it wants from connect trust Wi-Fi password. Trust. Okay, that's one and the same thing. So it's trying to connect and then it gives us a pop-up. I thought it was going to connect automatically. So right now, see me put the password. All right. Trust 8123, like that. We're gonna connect, and boom, we are now connected, and it's active. And right, isn't that interesting? We can actually say nmci dev Wi-Fi. You're gonna see that, yeah, it's now in green because we are now connected. And we can actually see, yeah, we are now connected. So that was it for Wi-Fi penetration testing or Wi-Fi hacking. Alright, somebody might be asking, okay, hey, what if there is a whitelist or a blacklist on the network? Hey, chill, you're gonna get some. I'm gonna do a video on that, how to deal with those blacklists and whitelists, because you might actually crack the password and get it, but you can't connect because you are not on the whitelist, or you are not on the whitelist, or you are blacklisted. And what are you gonna do about it? That will be the question. What you gonna do about it? Okay, let me just disconnect it. And then right, I'm disconnected right there. So now let's come back here to our Kali. So I'm going to put my hotspot on lock. So my mobile hotspot will remain logged, and currently connected device can remain connected, but no additional device can connect. So I'm going to lock. So right, it's now logged. Now let's go back to my Kali Linux and try to connect. So it is going to continually do that. It is going to try to connect and try to connect and try to connect and try to connect and try, but it will never ever, it will never, like I'm saying, it will never connect. It will not do that. it's not going to connect. It's not gonna work. Although I know the password, I'm not gonna get connected. So now the big question will be, what should I do? So you just have to wait a little bit. Wait, chill. You're gonna get some, right? You're gonna get some. You just have to trust me, isn't it? You just have to trust me. Yeah, you just have to trust me. But thank you so much for tuning in and watching this Wi-Fi penetration testing video. I hope you're gonna get some as time goes by, and you're gonna learn a lot. So in that video, I'm going to do about hidden Wi-Fi's, what you can do about hidden Wi-Fi's, and how to deal with this scenario whereby the Wi-Fi has been put on a whitelist, or your devices have been put on a blacklist. How do you connect to it? Thank you so much.